It's just gonna be all torched up. It's gonna
It
be
looks pretty
insane.
nice in there. I was thinking about replacing the dirt.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Speaking of nice places, um, I figured
Nice
that.
transition. It's time to drink. Okay, how
Oh,
about this? I'm gonna drink right now, and then you continue with your transition.
okay. Blah blah blah. Speaking of nice places, Kyle, it turns out that there should be someone who ranks shitty places.
What? No way. I thought that those were supposed to be
Absolutely.
like ghost houses and shit like that.
Ghost
Haunted places.
houses, like shit, like places where ghosts shit.
Well, I mean, usually most places where they're supposed to be haunted are usually pretty shitty. So I just sort of equating that every single place that's said to be shitty or said to be haunted is also at the same time shitty as shit.
Oh,
So it's
IHOP is pretty shitty, so that might be haunted
I wouldn't be
actually.
surprised if IHOP was haunted. How many people do you think that IHOP has fucking killed in its entire existence?
Yeah, it probably has its fair share of ghouls and goblins.
Well, I mean, I think that that's usually the main ingredient for all of its courses. Well, how do you think it makes all of that hollandaise sauce?
Hollandaise sauce. Yeah, I mean, you never. If you look up online hollandaise sauce ingredients, it's ghost souls. So.
It's zombies, ghost souls, and goblins. That's exactly what it is. Those are the main ingredients. He looks so damn awkward. All right, so I have maybe about a third of my beer left. What about you?
Oh, okay, go. I'm gonna go.
Okay. Oh shit. Fuck. That was not the right button to hit. Hold on. Let me.
Say shit, fuck.
Well, okay. I back recording. We'll see how that works.
Yay! We did
I
it!
hit the shift button a bunch of times, and all of a sudden it jumped on out. So I'm probably gonna have a couple frames where it's looking really fucking weird. But okay, no big deal. That'll be fun.
We're
Let's
back,
see.
homos.
We're back,
Yeah.
assholes. But I don't think it actually lost recording, so that's the good portion. That's the good thing that happened. So, okay, so how, do you like? Are you thinking of a website? Are you thinking of a book? Are you trying to go and say like the worst 10 places to go vacationing, and we should go on and make like a road trip to go to those locations, or do we need to just do road trips and find out absolutely terrible locations to go to? And they
That's a
can't be like
good
Bronx's.
question.
Wow, that's really a good question.
That's a
I'm really happy you brought that
fascinating.
up. All right, I'm drinking. I'm
Man,
drinking.
you are
You extrapolate and you talk about that while I drink.
you are right up the alley that I was going for, Double F. That's what I'm gonna call you from now on, Double F. So,
I kind of prefer fillers.
but
Fillers,
that's what
fillers.
that's kind of what I was talking about. Except that instead of traveling around the universe and making sure that we visit all these wonderfully horrible places, that we actually made a list of places, and then we brought places up like SeaWorld. And you would say shitty or lovely. It actually does look like you're sitting on.
And that just happened again. Let me check this out.
It actually does look like you're sitting on the benches and watching me. When it's
If
like
I hold down the
somebody-
shift button for too long, it goes into that sticky keys bullshit. So I need to not
Oh
do that.
yeah,
Anyways, so
it says it for me too.
you just
Turn
want to
that
go
off.
down that list of various places. I mean, once again, we need to go to the Grand Canyon because you keep on talking about that. We've never actually gone there. I've never been there.
I keep on talking about the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, man.
I've never been there, and I really did think that it would be cool to see. Although I've seen some movies that call it like a big hole in the ground, and I can see that happening too. I'm like, well, yeah, once you go there, you've been there, right?
Yeah, but it's one thing to experience it and check it on out and investigate it. All right, well, do you actually have a list of places that you want to do? And I need to finish off my beer. So how about this? You say, don't fuck with my sign, dude.
I'm not.
Don't fuck with that's my sign. You put it there, but it now belongs to me. It's my property. See, as you actually look at it, this entire desk is my property.
There, now it looks more symmetrical.
Whatever,
There you
dude. Yeah, just go for it. Anyway, so start off with your names, and we'll work on it. And I'm gonna drink my beer as I listen.
I don't have a list now, but I actually thought that, when we proceed with this, we could have fun little, because you could say, Universal Studios Hollywood, lovely
Okay.
or shitty.
Shitty.
There you go. Um,
Okay.
have you ever been to Not Scary Farm?
I was supposed to go once, and I never actually did. I don't. I've been to Knott's Berry Farm twice, though, in my entire
Okay,
life.
Knott's Berry Farm.
Shitty.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I actually worked there when I was much younger, like 2 months ago, and it was yeah. Even working there,
Well,
they're like, "Yeah, you can
every
come
month
into the."
ago you were younger, so I don't know how much younger you were 2 months ago, but
Yeah, that's like 4,000 minutes ago, but I actually worked there, and they're like, "Yeah, you get to come into the park for free," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll just go to work, go home."
but imagine you going to your work, the place that you go to, and you spend your entire day. What did you actually do there? And when was this?
Uh,
I mean, I don't want to hear about 4,000 hours ago. How old were you when you actually worked there? Was this in high school or what?
I was doing admissions, and it was yeah, it was like my senior year maybe. So it was 10, 2000. I graduated in 2000, so 12 years ago.
I think you're just punching the air. Just out of nowhere, you're just like punch, punch,
Ooh,
punch.
ooh, 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 ooh.
All right, beer number 3 is now done.
There's a zombie out there somewhere. All right, I'm gonna finish mine. Go.
Okay, so I guess from what I know, I did not know you ever actually worked over at Universal Studios. What I do, or not Universal Studios, but Knott's Berry Farm. My buddy Greg in high school, also in college, I dormed with on my first year there over at Cal State Long Beach. He worked at Knott's Scary Farm as a security guard, and he said that the one story that I remember him ever telling me that he actually brought up quite a bit was going into one of the bathrooms and catching two guys having sex with an underage girl. And
That's
like
a good story.
two guys double teaming an underage girl in the bathroom in like one of the stalls. And it's time for the next beer.
That is strong.
That's the only story I ever remember him. He's like, you guys won't believe what I just fucking had to deal with tonight. It's like not
I would
only
say
were they double teaming a girl, but she was underage and they didn't know, and so they like two guys are being prosecuted for being pedophiles while they're fucking having sex with the girl, the front door and the back door in a stall of some girl that just randomly met at fucking Universal Studios or whatever, Knott's
that's a
Berry Farm.
strong story. I actually have that on my bucket list, except two
That
girls are
happened
double
like
teaming me, and I'm underage.
witnessing that story, or actually, walking in on that story, or being part of that story.
Witnessing it, and then totally separate, being double teamed by not two guys, but two girls.
If you got double teamed by two guys, oh wow, that would be insane, dude.
Yeah, yeah, it's on my bucket list. Double teamed by two guys. It's kind of like
It's the
fantasy.
very bottom of that bucket list. That's like I've done everything in my entire life, and I just want to go out saying that I've experienced it all, and I'm hoping that I never actually get that far down.
I feel like there are things that are attainable and not attainable as far as the things you want to do in your life. Some are harder than others, but for a guy,
I'm
if
gonna
you
drink while you're doing
have
this. You're doing this little anecdote. I'm doing it. I'm drinking right now. Okay, I'm drinking.
go. I feel like for guys, those if anything on your bucket list or anything on the things you want to experience before the end of your life have anything to do with like dudes doing you, I think you're like one Craigslist post away from making that happen. I think it's very possible.
Yeah, but is it more one of those things where they want to have it on their bucket list? Just be like, I want to be, I want to be out there. I want to try things. I want to be adventuresome. At the same time, they never actually want to do it. But I think that people use the idea of a bucket list. I don't even know how the fuck that shit got started. Out of nowhere, people were talking about their bucket list. It must have been like a movie that came out where
You're actually very right. That's funny that you would just pull that out of thin air. But yeah, there was a movie with I don't know Walter Matthau and Tommy Lee Jones or something like that, where they introduced a common term, but no one
no,
like
I've
not
never
the
heard it.
magnitude of
Like,
people.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
not the
never heard it
magnitude of
like
people
brought
heard
up
it
to the
before.
point that it's been brought up where everyone's like, "Oh man, I had this bucket list. Oh, this bucket list, bucket list, bucket list." I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" You were just bringing a bucket list like up the asshole all of a sudden out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I think that might have been the same way that anybody knows what the term "putting on the Ritz" is nowadays. It's got to be from the song.
Right.
you know. So,
But
although it was a common phrase and it is a thing, although it's conceptual. Wow, I'm getting deep now.
oh man, you just blew my mind. Anyways, I'm
Blew
drinking.
your mind,
You
bro.
go and elaborate more on bucket lists and think about, should bucket lists be more things that are so closely to be unobtainable that like they're one of those things that should they be more of what you want to do, or things that are pretty much like putting your life in jeopardy, or should they just be like saying I want to go to Disneyland, or what is it, like Disney World? Should that be a bucket list thing, or does that just like, why don't you just get on a fucking plane and go do it?
Okay,
That
go.
type of shit.
Absolutely. Go. Absolutely. I mean, I think that things that are unattainable should or difficultly attainable are things that definitely should be on there. But I think there's a lot of things that people put on there which is just a exaggerated to-do list. Like people want to see the pyramids of Giza, and that's something that you can save up money and go do, but unless you have it on your to-do list and or bucket list, you you may or may not fulfill that. You're like, I want to do this before I die, so let me get this in. And
Let me add it so I can just have
realistically,
something to cross off.
yeah, but well, no, but realistically, if it's something that's on a list, you're more likely to do it. Like if I make a list about um, how many underage women I want to sleep with and not get caught, then that's something that I'm more likely to do because I made a list. I mean, that's that's one of the first things that life coaches teach you is to write down your ambitions and your time frames so that you have something to gauge it against, whether you completed those things or not. I'm not sure if they say write down how many underage women you want to sleep with and not get caught, but I do know that they tell you to write down like your to-dos so that and time frames so that you can finish things and you can feel accomplished. It basically forces you to get things done.
Well,
I
it's
can't
also
believe
more
how much
along.
you're getting hurt right now. It's cool.
It's also more along the lines of saying, "Oh, look, I have a goal and I'm making progress towards it." That type of bullshit, where you can
Mm-hmm.
actually realize and figure out the fact that you're making progress. The whole idea is to feel like you're accomplishing something, even if you actually haven't obtained your goal, which is why, lots of life coaches do the whole, hey, if I want to lose weight, I want to lose 20 pounds, notice and realize that you actually lost 2 pounds, so it's a goal within your reach and all that stupid bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like going and I want to go to Disney World. I want to go and see the pyramids. Those are just fucking, vacation spots. It's just, if you just put on there, I want to take a vacation, and then decided that when you want to take the vacation, going to Giza, that's not like a difficult thing to do. That's just, okay, you just buy a ticket, and your ticket's a little bit more expensive than going, let's say, to Denny's, for fucking Sunday breakfast or some shit like that.
I'll take a ticket to Denny's, please.
Please, I want to go to Denny's and have hollandaise sauce one more time before I die. Some bullshit like that.
Some soul sauce.
So, like, are you on the idea with me? Like, you wouldn't put in your bucket list, I want to go to fucking see the Grand Canyon. You're like, I'm going to go see the Grand Canyon. It's just a matter of when.
I'd put a destination on my bucket list, but it wouldn't be something that was directly attainable. I wouldn't put go to Las. We're in California, so I wouldn't put go to Las Vegas as on my bucket list. I would do something that was difficult to attain. Like if I were to have made one before I went to Hawaii, Hawaii would have been on there. It's a distant location. I mean
But it's still a destination spot with a Giza. It's still the same idea, is that actually going to Hawaii is a lot easier, more easily obtainable than going to like Giza. And I'm going to drink as you respond.
right, but I mean a couple $1,000s isn't something that you can just spend in a week, or a few $1,000s isn't something that you just usually spend in a week. So it's something that you really have to set aside from your life. And if you never figure out, if
But
you never
didn't you?
put it
Wait,
on
hold
a
on.
list and you never execute that, then you may never do that. And that's what a whole bucket list is for. It's what do you like literally drop dead? What do you need to do to feel like you're satisfied when you die? And that's one of the things. I mean, everything you put on there is one of those things where
Well,
you're
didn't
like,
you
I'm
just
happy
say?
that I did that, so I can die. I can die happier knowing that I went here or did this or made this or whatever.
Didn't you just say that going to like Giza shouldn't be on your bucket list?
I was saying that people put it on there. I wasn't saying that that shouldn't go on there.
I was trying to say things along the lines of that's just one of those things where you just need to go on a vacation spot. I was coming from the idea that should not be on there. Like
I
skydiving, something like, skydiving or going bungee jumping or something along the lines of like, stupid shit like, I want to, I don't like two girls at the same time. Things that are actually, well, I mean, that's also being able to go out there and just actually go on some prostitutes and getting that up and going. But that's not like an easy decision. That's not like one of those things where you just kind of go, oh, you know what, it's Friday night, I'm going to do it, unless you're fucking like what is it, like Hugh Hefner or some bullshit like that.
But that's the thing. Like, if you're comparing it with having a threesome, then that's, I mean, debatably that would cost less than going to Hawaii. So if you're talking about cost wise, you
But
can just pay.
no,
You
I'm
can
not
pay
talking
two
about
hundred
like money
dollars and get
wise.
two chicks drunk.
No, I'm not talking about cost wise. I'm talking about more like, I guess it really
It's
depends on
very
your
country
morals.
just then. Two
Talk
girl
wise,
drunk.
yeah, go get drunk. I think that we're pretty much close to our next one. So, are you done with your beer?
I'm totally don't. Well, no.
You're like, no, I'm not even close to that. So, yeah, that's not happening right now. So, we have
I'm gonna.
about 3 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So, are we going off the idea of difficulty to obtain, or like, I guess it has everything to do with your moral ambition.
If I
Since,
was gonna say go to the local library, that would be something that's easy and cost effective. If I was gonna say
but
ride
what
a
if you're someone who
train,
doesn't know how to read?
hold on. Yeah, I mean,
that
hold
could
on.
be like the even more difficult than going to Hawaii. You can have all the money in your world. You can go to Hawaii whenever the fuck you want, but
I
go to
can't
the
read.
library. I can't read. Go to the library is like the fucking most difficult thing in the world.
Right. I
Reading an
mean,
entire book through, I guess that could be like on someone's bucket list if someone doesn't read. How many people do you know that haven't read a fucking single book outside of school ever?
a lot.
Yeah, I know, like tons of
I would say
people.
a majority of people, once they're not forced to read, they don't read.
Yeah, unless it's
And
like a
comic
magazine
books
or some
doesn't
shit like
count.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
comic books doesn't count, and reading like Harry Potter doesn't count. That's just
Are you
fucking.
kidding me? Green Lantern is fucking amazing,
Green
bro.
Lantern's the best story I've ever read in my entire life, man.
Listen, there are life lessons in there. You can't learn that in school, bro. The government doesn't want you to know that there is another race of people out there that's competing for dominance against another race.
You don't understand. To this day, I still don't like wearing yellow, man. Fuck yellow. Yellow is fucking bullshit. It
I
is
wear this
definitely not.
power ring. I'm just waiting for it to like activate.
I just always wear it just in case, man. I want to know that I'm up for grabs. I'm totally available.
I totally imagine myself taking the form of like fax machines and stuff, and I totally like fax my resume to other companies. Sometimes it doesn't go through. Actually, the majority of the time it doesn't go through. I think that's
They
why I'm
never
not getting any
respond, man.
callbacks.
They never respond. I don't know what's up with them, man. I'm totally like a worthwhile person. I'm totally like what they're looking for. If they actually just give me a chance, oh my god, man, I'd fucking rock the world.
I have like 3.5 years of working at Kinko's, and I've been applying for other copy places for like 3 months now.
And none of them want me. I don't understand, man. Just because I got caught smoking bud like 10 times, I understand why they don't want me.
Legalize it, man. Legalize it.
If I legalize it, then I can smoke it on my break, and then it wouldn't be a problem, man.
Can you imagine that? If it was legal, then the people that were taking smoke breaks, there could be people right next to them taking weed breaks.
How interesting would that be, though? Like, if it got legalized, and all of a sudden, like the normal people, like out of nowhere, 3 or 4 people out of a 40-person company are taking smoke breaks, and all of a sudden, like half of them are taking smoke breaks because all of them are just going off to get fucking high. And then they come back and they're like, I'm so fucking wasted right now.
I'd love that. I mean, in my environment, in my work environment, I would love it if these women were high instead of female. Oh, well,
Well, they'd be
or
high
high
and female. All
instead of
right,
yeah.
next beer, next beer.
Damn it.
I'm gonna do my Heineken for last. That way it'll be a nice, easy way to end the evening. Hold on. Up, up, up. Oh, damn it.
That way, when you're vomiting,
I'll be vomiting Heineken, which is fucking terrible. I only ever liked Heineken because my dad liked Heineken. And I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. I'm like, this beer kind of fucking blows. I don't know what the hell's wrong with my dad. That's when I realized, when I started drinking Heineken and going, this beer is actually not very good. That's when I realized my dad just had terrible tasting beers.
yeah, people have weird affinities for things. I think, I think that some people have it for what's acquirable. Like, I would imagine that even the worst case scenario, someone loves Michelob Ultras or something.
Well, they just fucking identify with it. For whatever reason in their head, they're like, oh, this is good, you know? I mean, compared to something else that they drank, or or something fucked up happened to them, like they got raped by a Bud Light or some shit like that, and they identify with a Michelob Ultra as the ultimate end all of the delicious drinks. It's better than a Bud Light because I got raped by one time, so Michelob Ultra really saved me.
I like that you're reiterating that because I don't want to just glaze over the fact that someone got raped by a Bud Light.
I went there. I'm like, you know what? I got to say that again just so I can really think about what I just said. I'm like, I actually just want to point out the fact that someone got raped by a Bud Light.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's strong.
I was actually trying to think of whether, like, how it got raped. You know, how it actually happened. Whether or not it was the bottle, it was the company itself. You know, whether or not rape was just like actually him getting thrusted in the ass by the bottle, or like, you know, his friends went and bought him a 32 pack and there was 31 of them that were already drunk and they just left one over for him and they actually filled it with piss or something like that. Like, how actually was the word rape used, and was it used accurately?
What if he was super drunk off of, okay, they buy like a crazy weird Costco pack, like there's 34 cans in there.
34.
Him and
I've never even heard of a 34 pack.
I know,
okay.
I know. I'm blowing your mind right
now. I know.
So they go and buy this 34 pack, right? And him and his friend, they drink 33 of them. And his friend is going to drink the last one.
Oh my god, that's fucking terrible to drink. Oh my god. Sorry, I gotta interrupt you. This Longhammer IPA is probably the worst fucking beer I've ever had to chug in my entire life. Holy shit.
That's one of our sponsors. Calm down.
And you know what? They need to go and send me some more beer, because if they don't, I'm not going to be able to drink this on air anymore, because holy shit.
These are getting more and more like... I feel like I'm drinking a liter of soda quickly.
I can't chug this. Alright, go.
You're taking a very similar stance as you did last week. It turns out... Well, what were we talking about?
Raping by Michelob Light or Bud Light.
Oh yeah, so both of you are drunk, and you're supposed to split it. So you're supposed to take 17 apiece, but your friend is so drunk he doesn't want to take the 17th one. He places it on the toilet that has both lids down, right? Are you following me?
I'm trying to.
Both lids down.
Both lids down on the 17?
He places his last beer, the last beer total, on the toilet without the lid down. You being drunk and not knowing, unsuspecting that there's a beer left, try and go into the restroom and take a shit, and you sit directly on the can, but you're too drunk to like resist the insertion. Bam.
What?
Raped by Bud Light.
I've been trying to follow that entire thing, and I didn't know whether or not you were just going on a crazy tangent or you're just fucking insane. And yeah, you're fucking insane. What the hell was that shit?
Raped by Bud Light. Bam, 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 bam.
How many times do you have to be raped by Bud Light until you realize that, yeah, just bad things are going on? Anyways, what were you even going off about? Holy crap. Raped on Bud Light. I went off on a tangent, and then you made it, and you brought it to life. And now I need my mommy. I need my mommy.
I'm going to drink more.
Okay, so now that you've gone off on your forever tangent, I don't even think we got to the things where people are supposed to be chiming in 45 minutes later based off of your whole Facebook poke philosophy, but we're on beer 5, so I feel that that's at least 40 minutes into the whole conversation. But
Let's
I
do
wanted
this.
I wanted to talk about. Well, do you want to go, or do you want me to bring off something from my list?
What do you got? I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll with the punches like a boxer, like a well trained arena physician. Is that
Okay.
what do they call people like that? Arena physicians? I feel like they should.
I don't know.
Arena physicians.
I didn't really give a shit. Doesn't matter to me. I think they call them doctors who like to put Vaseline on fucking everything.
Wow, that's
Well,
definitely not it. They'll call them arena physicians long before they'll call them doctors that like to put Vaseline on everything. I'd
I
like to see
I
the
wasn't trying to go
shorthand
and
of
say
that.
that that's the technical term, but I'm just saying you watch any physician at like a boxing match and they just go, "Oh, that looks pretty bad. Here, let me go ahead and try to tape that shut, suture it a little bit, and put on one of those little band-aids and put a shitload, how about a fuckload of Vaseline on it, and that way it
That's a
hopefully
good
doesn't
point.
bleed. It doesn't bleed."
I
I mean,
actually think that based on what you're saying, and I think that's very true. I feel like every time I watch a boxing match, I could repair boxing wounds. Just rub a bunch of shit on it.
I feel that what they generally do is they see whether or not he has a concussion, and they kind of go, he has a concussion, but it's not a bad concussion. So let me put a little of that Band-Aid on it and put a shitload of fucking Vaseline, and he's good to go.
Yeah. What's your name? Do you like tortillas? Yes. Okay, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
Say
Get
your
up
full name.
there.
Okay, close enough. All right, continue the match. All right, I'll take that $3,000 right now. Let's do
Get
it.
on out there. You get out there.
Okay, so one of the things that I wrote down to discuss and bring up is that we recently had Cowboy versus Aliens, which is not a great movie, but a fun movie to watch. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it, and I think it's a good for, wasting a couple of hours on a Sunday afternoon. Do you
I
agree?
agree. I totally agree.
And so I was also thinking of other weird combinations of that. So I'm trying to go and think of whether or not there'll ever be like a samurai versus aliens, and how that might actually work on out.
Strangely enough, I'd rather see samurai versus cowboy.
But the thing is that they'll have like I don't know. I mean, you have samurai or what are you aliens versus cowboys, which is a fucking ridiculous combination at all, and there's no fucking way whatsoever that they should have won ever. No matter, doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter if you have James Bond in fucking like 1800 or whatever. It's like there's just no way. But I mean, samurai versus aliens, the I think that might be a fun combination, and then like their full body armor and shit like that. Maybe the aliens come on down and they regard the samurai in their full outfit as fucking aliens as well, or some shit like that.
What that's a good point. I think that there's definitely franchise options there, or maybe reverse franchise options there. But the
What if you
I
actually
think it would
took all the
actually.
actors from Cowboys versus Aliens and then put them into samurai outfits, and then made like a completely, almost like the exact same movie but set in like a samurai surrounding.
Yeah, that would be. But what would be if you were to do that franchise? Then what would be your ultimate? Like, Cowboys is pretty good. So, but what's gonna beat that? Like, you have to have the ultimate. So it's not samurais, ninjas.
Monks.
Monks versus alien. What if
Monks
it
versus
was?
Aliens would be pretty interesting, but it has to be like the
Magi-
same action style.
what if it was magicians versus aliens? they're just doing optical illusions.
Oh, how do we go when we get the resources? Oh, he made him disappear. What do we do with that situation? That'll be fucking
Yeah.
insane.
Sick that elephant on them, and then he makes
Well,
it disappear. You're like, damn it!
they're after our gold. Watch as he makes all the gold in the world disappear.
And
The
all the Jews are
magic of
sad.
mirrors. Like aliens have never seen mirrors before, and they're like,
Yeah,
they're so far outside of it.
yeah.
They're so technologically advanced with their mirrors and all.
But then the aliens win because the Jews kill the magicians for taking all the Jew gold.
Well, that's the other thing. What about Jews versus aliens?
Jews versus aliens, like they just
Rabbis versus aliens.
yeah. Jews versus aliens. They would end up just
They just
recruiting them
barter
to
with
be
each
the
other over.
talent,
They just barter with each other over gold.
and then they would, yeah, the precious resources.
And they make they convert all the aliens, and all the aliens start wearing yarmulkes and shit like that.
Yeah, they let them think that they rule the world, and they take like a 10%, 15% cut.